Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Bourbon, Baseball, and Spirits and Memorable Moments of the Game. Uh, in our last show, we talked about bourbon and its blending with the blues and the Delta. That was a lot of fun, and judging from the feedback, it was very well received. So, in keeping with that kind of a show title, and since the season has just begun, when we can get back into talking this day in baseball again. But I thought we could do something a little different first. So while watching the first few games of the season, I thought, let's do a video on memorable moments in the game. Um, by the way, before we start, I got to mention the WBC. That showed some really good ball playing, and I imagine a lot of fans like yourselves watched it. It highlighted tremendous defense and offense equally. And I think the passion and the enthusiasm that those players from all over the world were showing and playing for their respective countries was something not usually seen during the regular season. At least it's very, very rare. It was fun to watch, and I hope that many of you saw it all because it really, really showed that people are playing the game for the love of the game. Anyway, I was reminiscing with an old friend the other night and a teammate of mine, and the conversation got around to naming some of the best or the greatest things that we have actually witnessed while watching great games over 70 years of baseball. So I thought, why not do a video and share some of those memories? And then maybe we can all enjoy comments coming back and feedback from our fans of the moments that they've possibly witnessed, which is always kind of fun to do, get other people's views. So anyway, let's kick it off with what I've seen. My earliest recollection, and probably the greatest World Series in my life, was 1955. Yankees Dodgers, and that one, Jackie Robinson stole home in the first game, and my boys from Brooklyn finally beat the Bombers in the World Series. It took them a long time to do it, but they finally did it, and there was joy in Brooklyn, New York that night, believe me. We were jumping around. If I could drink at 10 years old, I probably would have. Anyway, next, let's watch Bill Mazeroski. Old Maz hit a walk-off home run at Forbes Field against the Yanks in 1960. That was exciting. And the series went 7, and it was a real good one. And no one anywhere expected the Pirates and Little Maz to pop that homer, but he did. And old Yogi Berra, he was playing left field then, and he just walked over to the wall in disbelief, looked up, and it's like, I can't believe this guy just hit a home run and beat us in the 7th game of the World Series. But he did, and Pittsburgh was partying that night. Bobby Gibson, in his 1968 year, I watched that man throw a 1.12 ERA for the season, won 22 games. And that was the year they dropped the mound. They dropped the mound 6 inches because of what he did. He was unhittable, pretty much. 1.12 ERA. It was the best pitching performance, the most dominant pitching performance, I guess, I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, he actually changed the way the game of baseball was played. Quite unbelievable. 1956 World Series. A journeyman pitcher named Don Lawson. He threw the only perfect game in a World Series. 27 up and 27 down. The Dodgers team that he beat had 7 Hall of Famers. I mean, those boys were no pushovers. But Mr. Lawson kept taking them down, inning after inning after inning. And it was truly a game for the ages to watch. And I watched the whole thing. I wasn't happy at the end, but I did give the man a lot of credit. I stood up and gave him the props he deserved. And remember, this guy was no superstar. He was no Sandy Koufax. He was no Nolan Ryan, no Bobby Gibson. But on that day, he was unhittable and history-making. Hammer and Henry belted his 750th in Old Fulton County Stadium. It was 1974. I watched that game for many years, and this was one of its greatest moments. Up until then, that was a record I never ever thought would be broken, but it was. Sandy Koufax struck out the first 3 Yanks he faced in the '63 series. He went on to win the game. He struck out 15. And the Dodgers beat the Bombers in 4 straight. You know, Sandy always pitched with purpose, aggression, and control. But what I think I loved to watch the most was the man's motion. Man, it was a beautiful thing to watch when he unleashed his 12-6 curve. Wow, it was devastating. Or to quote Mickey, after he went down swinging in that game, he said, after he turned around and went back to the dugout, "How in the hell can you hit that shit?" And coming from Mickey Mantle, he must have faced a hell of a pitcher. Shohei Ohtani, rather new to the game. His performance in the 2025 playoffs, 3 home runs, 10 Ks, and the winning pitcher of the game. I remember jumping out of my chair and telling my kid, who was witnessing with me, this is one of the most historic moments we are ever going to see in the game of baseball. Wow. A pitcher pitching a game and hitting, but hitting 3 home runs, winning the game. Totally, totally remarkable, unbelievable. Something you only see once. Well, that's about it, and I think we can put this one in the books. And let's hope some feedback comes in, because we're really eager to hear about some of the moments that you've all seen. And I know you guys have seen a lot. So bye for now. See you real soon. And if you like the show, hopefully you did, please ring that bell, subscribe, and most of all, give us some comments. We always love hearing from you. So until later, bye-bye, and we'll see you soon.